Hey everybody, this is Sue Craig, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Cleveland, Ohio. And today I have a tip for you on how you can line up your two-step stamping stamps. Let's dive right in. I'm using the set Impressions Abloom, and as you can see, there are a lot of stamps that have a second stamp that go with it. Now the great thing about this stamp set is you can stamp just the first impression, you can stamp just the detailed impression, or you can stamp them on top of each other. But how do you line these up? When you get the stamps, of course, you're handling them and you're putting them on the block, and how do you figure out what way to line them up? Now on some of these stamps, like this stamp, you can see that there is one petal here that sticks out a little bit more than the other. It's a little harder to see on this stamp. But let me show you what I use to make it a whole lot easier to line these up, no matter what shape it is, whether it's a leaf, whether it's a flower. Let's get started. I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to line it up right on the stamp package. Okay? And what I do is I take a Sharpie marker and I put a mark, a black dot, at the top. Let me move this so you can see now. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. This is the detail stamp that goes with this other stamp, and I'm going to line it up with the picture, and I'm going to add a black dot. I'll let that dry for a second. But now you can see that I have a black dot on each one of these. Well, let's see if it works. When I use a two-step stamp, if I want to use just the same color, I don't want to switch colors, but I want two colors, here's what I do. I take, let me put both of these on. Get it all set up here. And then of course what I want to get is my stamping pad here. I'll tell you, without using this pad, I found I had more mistakes, more incomplete stamping images. So this is a real good idea, even if it's not a Stampin' Up! Pad, if you use a mouse pad, something underneath to cushion this, to give you a nice even pressure when you push down. So for me, I start with the stamp that is just the full image. It is not the detail image at all. And I'm going to stick that into the ink, and I am going to stamp off once. Now this doesn't matter that I'm not on the pad for this one. Okay, I'm going to take it now and I'm going to stamp. And there we have the blue color. And you can see it's a whole lot lighter than the first impression. Alright, the second one. Again, this is to make it easier to stamp and to line these up. And if no one's ever told you this, when you do two-step stamping, it does not have to be perfect. That's not how Stampin' Up! Designed their stamps. They designed them to have a nice detail in them, whether or not you've put it perfectly on top of the other stamp. So just enjoy the stamping that you do, no matter how it looks. Okay, so you can see, even while I was talking to you, I wasn't concentrating as much on where I was putting this second stamp, but you can see that we got a nice stamp, and you can see that there are two colors of blue, but you know that I only used the blueberry bushel. So that's a nice way for you to get use out of your inks have two colors from just one kind of ink, one color of ink. So that's how I do the lining up of my two-step stamps. I hope you liked this technique. I hope you give it a try. And thanks for watching.